Oh, yes, extra credit. Mr. Cunningham, is there anything I can do to bring up my grade? Oh, let me tell you, the extra credit is not allowed by this college. How do you know that if you do an extra credit, or if I give you an extra test, that you'll do any better on it than you did on the others? Extra credit, again, it's against the rules. Now, I do make a couple of exceptions for that. Exception number one is if you turn your paper in early, I'll give you 6 points more than you would have earned if you had not turned it in early. Number one. And number two, this school has some symposiums, lectures that go on from time to time. If you can prove to me that you attended, in other words, get the instructor who's in charge to sign a statement or email me that you attended. And I had one of the instructors say, yes, so-and-so definitely attended this instructor, and thank you for raising this person's grade. I will boost your average by 2 points, up to 10 points. So if you attend 5 of the lecture series, and a lot of them are about history, some are about science, but a lot of them are about history, they are pertinent. That could raise everybody's grade by a letter. Now, I've been offering this for 3 semesters and only had about 5 or 6 students in my classes take me up on it. And some students, I just can't attend the lecture series. I mean, they always occur on another campus. Seems like that's true. Sometimes I think you might can attend online. I don't know. But anyway, it's just something I asked permission from my Mr. Bennigan to do this. He said it's okay, but it is on the syllabus. Other than that, there is no extra credit. All right. Yeah, Great Decisions lecture series. Show me proof of attendance. You can have a teacher sign that you were there. You can write about a 100-word paper telling what it was about. Just simply get the teacher sign that you were there. Oh yeah, papers. The papers are done on Turnitin. Now I wonder how many of you have used Turnitin before? Oh, almost every hand in the room is gone. Okay, then you know the procedure. Go to Turnitin, register. The instructions are right here. The password is Sumer. Be sure to capitalize the S in Sumer. And I'm anxious to check to make sure, because there have been a couple of semesters where I've got my own instructions wrong and nobody could sign it. But anyway, now about Turnitin, there's several advantages to that. Number one, you can't say, Mr. Cunningham, I know I turned one in. Well, if you turned it in, it's there. Pure and simple. It's there, and we'll find a way to find it. And also, I know when you turned it in. Because Turnitin helps me with the word count. And Turnitin seems to really discourage plagiarism. Plagiarism is a problem. If you decide to look up an article on Wikipedia and cut and paste it, Turnitin will catch you every time. Now, I had a student last fall just all upset because Turnitin gave her a plagiarism score of 13%. I said, forget about it. I don't care about anything below 30%, really. I mean, I turned in one of my papers one time. I turned it in and got a plagiarism score of 2%. 10, 12, 13, 15, 20%, even 25, 30%, nothing to worry about. Now, I will tell you something. I almost dread looking at a paper that has a plagiarism score of 0. It's original, all right, but it means I'm in for a long, hard grading session, because most of the time a plagiarism score of 0 is a very poorly written paper filled with a whole lot of spelling and grammar errors, but at least it's original. It does show originality. But you students from abroad especially, again, I encourage you, get help. There is a tutoring service at this school. Something else I think I should remind you of. You can get the latest word processor for free, but you can download it for free. Microsoft Office 365. Some of you might know what I'm talking about. So yes, some of you do. Yeah, you get it for free. So you have no excuse for, well, unless you just simply don't have a computer, and I don't think there are many of you in that category. You can get Words 365 for a year for free. They just started offering that this fall, at least if they offered before, I didn't know it. And I paid $100 for mine, and I'm at Well, I won't pay $100 till March. Mine expires in March. I'll just use my position here as a part-time instructor and get it for free. We have to pay about 10%, maybe 10, 15 bucks. And I'll get mine renewed. All right. Anyway, again, there's a tutoring service here. Then they can sit down with you and go over the book with you, go over your notes. If you have to miss a class, I'm just curious, has anyone looked online for my lecture? Yes, for Monday's lecture. 3 or 4 hands went up. Okay, it's there. If you saw it, fine. I mean, you should. If you tried to find it, couldn't, tell me about it. But it was posted as of midnight Tuesday morning. This class is. My wife said, "You never stay up that late." I did. I stayed up till 1:30 posting the 2 classes. But anyway, leaving that. All right, let's see. 0 to 25% is normal. 75%, you and I need to have a talk. That's plagiarism score. Personal stuff here. You must do your own withdrawing, and the withdrawal time is on the syllabus. I think it's October 14th. If you withdraw after October 14th, you'll get a failing grade. Again, this is not me. This is the college policy. All right. Again, academic honesty, cheating. Hey, I'll tell you something. I've never had a case where I've actually caught anyone deliberately cheating, even though I did have a case back in 2010 where I taught 2 classes like I am now, not back to back, but a few hours apart. And I give the same test on the same day. And the second class scored really, really high on the test. So to keep that down, you will not be you'll not be receiving the same tests, the same questions the other class does, number 1, where they might make much, much higher than you do. And number 2, I'm going to make up the test where the questions jumble. So when I pass the booklets out, you'll probably get a white, and you'll get a yellow, and you'll get a yellow, and you'll get a white, checkerboard style. They are the same questions, but jumbled. Now, have you had teachers do that before? Several, okay, most of you know what I mean. And again, this seems to discourage. And at one time, I actually put the yellows on yellow paper. But then the print shop sent it back to me all in white, and I got to thinking, hey, that's a great idea, because that way you don't know what your neighbor is looking at. So I'll pass them out, and then when you turn them in, I have to, it's hard work for me. I have to make 2 separate keys. I'll make sure if you have a white, you turn it in on one stack, you have a yellow, turn in another stack. Because if you turn it in the wrong stack, the Scantron machine's going to go crazy. Then I have to wind up hand grading it. But anyway, it's my attempt to try to keep down any cheating. Now, it was about 2 years ago. I was in this room. Everybody left the room except for one young lady who came up to me and said, "Mr. Conn, I got to tell you, this student sits back here in a corner. We know he cheats," and we told the chemistry teacher. I said, "Okay, I'm going to make sure to watch and make sure he doesn't cheat in this class." I said, "There's nothing I can do about what he did in chemistry class. I wasn't there, I didn't see it." So every time I gave out a test, I made sure that his neighbors around him had a different color test than he did. He wound up with a B for the course, but I think every point he made was honestly earned. But I made a special attempt to watch it. Again, I'll be watching during the test. And again, no cell phones. You don't know what your neighbor is taking. You don't know what. In fact, I have on occasion had to put down 3 tests: a white, a yellow, and a blue. And that way you really don't know what your neighbor is looking at. It's a little bit of extra work for me, but really with computers, all you gotta do is hit the randomize function. All the questions just automatically randomize. Then I've got to go through and make up a separate key for each one. But I'm trying everything I can to discourage any kind of dishonesty. Again, if you have a disability, let us know about it. We'll try to accommodate you. We will accommodate you. We will. It's been a few years since I've had anything like this. Affirmative actions. All right. Contracts. This was something that they started a few years ago at the back of your syllabus. You will be expected to sign a contract, print your name there, sign it, turn it in to me. And then at the end of the semester, I'll turn it into the front office, or to the department office. Okay, any questions? Yes?
Are all the tests multiple choice?
Either multiple choice, true, false, or matching. I might throw in an essay, and no, I just can't bring myself to give a fill-in-blank test. Number one, I didn't do well on them, and number two, you have to decide, now, is this close enough? I mean, it takes me hours to grade. Hours. I have to decide, now, is this answer close enough to right, or should I just count half off for this one because he answered it halfway, you know, and you have to make a subjective evaluation. And it's difficult to grade and more difficult for you. Okay, so probably most multiple choice. In fact, I had a department head Vegas to give a multiple choice test at the final exam. The teachers were giving essay tests and then spending hours reading an essay when the grades were due and it was time. They couldn't get it finished in time. Multiple choice, I mean, it's easy to grade. You run through a machine, the machine does the grading for us. Now, machines can louse up. I've had occasions. But anyway, all right, leaving that. Anything else? Yes?
What is the no-show that's due on the 31st?
Okay, repeat.
The no-show?
Oh, so there's a no-show deadline. The no-show deadline is, now according to next Wednesday, this is Wednesday the 27th. They want us to, all right, the no-show due deadline is actually August 28th. But he wants us to turn our stuff in by August 28th. All right, I'm getting myself and you confused. It is August 31st. But anyone who has not been here by August 27th, I have to turn in as a no-show. Because the class will not meet again between August 27th and September 3rd. So anyone who has not been here by August 27th, I'm going to have to turn in as a no-show. All right, I hope that answers the question. And yes, they are really, because the government has millions of dollars tied up in students who collect the money and then don't show up for class. So I will be calling roll in just a couple minutes. All right, anything else?